Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to look at something interesting. So I'm saying interesting because most of the people won't be looking at negative sides of things. So today we are going to look at how to deal with or how to handle these negative reviews that you may get in your journey as a freelancer, especially in freelancing platforms. So I'm just going to be specific with this video on Upwork, but there is other freelancing sites that you can work on. But on this case, most of the time I'm working on Upwork. So I'll be specific on a certain review that I got that was negative. So I'm going to show you how you should handle them. So don't just take them personal, but you can handle them, and they can even be the ones that will get you jobs in the future. Because most of the people, when they are looking, let's say like clients, when they are going through your profile, most of them won't be looking for the good reviews. They'll be looking if you have a bad reviews, and they will read them. Why do they read them if they already know it's a negative review? They want to see how you handle, let's say, issues. When you face issues, how you handle them. So if you handle them well, they'll be, let's say, they'll know that they can trust you with your project. So let's get into it. So step number one, I'm going to give you 5 steps and I'm going to list them first. So step number one, respond quickly. So you have to respond quickly, because if you leave that negative review without response, let's say like months or days, maybe you will have potential clients that will be going into your profile, but now they'll be missing your side of the story about the review, and they'll make their final conclusion as per the negative review that they've seen in your profile. So the good thing that you should do is respond quickly, so that, let's say, if you get the respond, or if you get the review like today, you shouldn't give it like more than 24 hours, because you'll be losing a lot of clients. So step number two, acknowledge the customer complaint. You just acknowledge. I know it's very difficult, because you take yourself as a brand when you are a freelancer and you've invested much on yourself, and now you can't leave one review to pull you down. So you shouldn't take it personal, but you should acknowledge the customer complaint. Maybe you say, I regret about this. So that takes us to point number 3, that you should apologize. So first, acknowledge the complaint of the client. Then step 3, you apologize. So I'm just taking you through, and we'll get to see an example of this. Then step number 4, take the responsibility. So you should say, we are sorry, and maybe take the responsibility that you didn't expect it to go that way, but since it has happened, now this is what we want to do, or this is how we are going to deal with this case. So take responsibility. So number 4, provide explanation where it is necessary. So number 4, this step is where now you give your side of the story. So don't just leave without giving your side of the story. If it is necessary, that is, maybe the negative review left has some, let's say, faults in it, or maybe there is some little data that was not added, that if it is added, it will make some sense. So you should leave your side of your story, let's say, by providing an explanation where necessary. Now the last step now is take the discussion to another level or to another space. So you can tell the client, or you can respond to the client that left a bad review or a negative review, that okay, we've taken into the consideration your claims, and let's take this discussion maybe inbox in the same platform, or you can provide any other means of communication, provided it's private, because right here everything is in public. So that one will also give a way for potential client maybe to assume, maybe if the client now doesn't respond again to this conversation or to this review, the potential client maybe will just assume maybe after that conversation that you went into private, you settled and you managed to get into agreement. So that is a good way to finish that conversation or that review. So I'm just going to give you one of the review that I got from a client. So this client is a client from Upwork. I'm not going to release the names because those are confidential details, but I'm just going to give you the review because the review itself is public. You can go to my profile at Polawiti in Upwork and you will find it there. So this is the review, but before that, let me just give you a background of the task. So I got this client, he had posted on Upwork. So what I did, I went and sent a proposal. So having sent the proposal, the client responded back that indeed this is a good profile and my profile matched what he needed. So he said that he needed me and he was, let's say, convinced that I could do the job. So now I got into conversation with him that this is also a new field to me. As much as you need these skills of mine and they match what you need, is that I've never used my skills in this field. So that means that I need to get to learn about that field. So that means that it will take even much longer time than anticipated to someone who has both the skills and both the knowledge about that field that we are getting into. So we agreed, and it was agreed upon that it will be a learning process. At the same time, it will be a working process. So the client broke the deal and sent me the offer and I accepted. So when I was starting my analysis, because first I like to start my projects with analysis. So the analysis was taking much longer than anticipated because now this was a new field, so I had to learn some things before I could analyze how I'm going to tackle that project. So the client felt that I was taking more time, so he just ended the contract without even, let's say, sending some alerts, because I feel like maybe he could just send some alerts to me so that we can get to agree whether to end the contract, whether this was going to work out. So the client just ended the contract. So I just got an email that your contract has ended. So I was like, which contract? So when I went to my profile on Upwork, I found that it was the same that had ended, and I was being asked to approve that the contract has ended. So I was asked to leave a review so that I could see all the other party review could be seen on my profile, because with Upwork you can't see the review of the other party if you've not leave your review. So I had to leave my review. So I just left a good review because we had a good initial encounter with the client. So I couldn't afford to leave a bad review. So I left a good review. So after leaving that review, now I could see his review. I can say he gave me 4.2 stars, which is not bad. But now the review is what might contain some negativity that may, let's say, if not approached in the right way, they may flee away some of my potential clients. So I'm just going to read for you the review as it reads from my profile. So this is the review that was left by the client. I think he was just busy during my project. I was in a more of a rush than I initially expressed and found some alternatives. that could work at a faster pace. So this was the review. So the client was claiming that I was busy, that is, I was busy with other projects, so I couldn't focus on his project. That's why he was terminating the contract, which was not the case, because actually I had to analyze it first and get to learn about the field before I could give a go-ahead on how we are going to tackle the project. So this is my response, having taken into consideration all the steps that I mentioned earlier. This is how I responded. So it first I responded it quickly. It didn't take more than 24 hours. I don't think even it took like an hour before I replied. So I started by, let's say, acknowledging his complaint and apologizing. So I also took responsibility where it was needed. Then I left a part of the explanation of my side of the story. Then I completed that review. So this is how my feedback read. So I'm starting the quotes. I'm normally known for my exceptional attention to detail, and I regret I missed the mark. We had agreed that the project also involved learning process, hence was expected to spend more time. Glad that you found an alternative that worked fast. I take it as a challenge. I guess this is one of the projects that one gets to learn what the client really wants. So you can see the point where I'm telling my part of the story. So I'm leaving the potential client to weigh both sides and come up with the conclusions for themselves. So that was just a basic guidance on how to deal or how to handle these negative reviews in your profile. So don't take them personally, because in some cases these negative reviews are the ones that can land you to new projects. Because I've said earlier, most of the clients don't look for these good reviews. Okay, the first thing they look is, do you have good reviews? Yes, you have good reviews, but they don't go ahead and read them one by one, but they'll take time to read on the negative reviews. So how you handle those negative reviews will reveal how you will handle them, or how you will handle the issues that they'll have, so that they know that of course every project will not miss out an issue. So they want to know how you can handle them. So basically that's how you can handle a negative review. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please remember to do so by hitting on the subscription button on this video. So see you next time. Thank you.